Ma and Pa Kettle from 1949. Today I learned that these movies are set in Washington State and they're spin-offs of a movie that was based on a book. Theme song.
Calhoun's Reviews! Calhoun's Reviews!
If you want to see Ma and Pa Kettle, check the link in the description below. So like I said, I didn't know that these Ma and Pa Kettle movies were a spin-off of a movie called The Egg and I, which starred Fred MacMurray and was an adaptation of a book of the same name. I used to watch these, when I was a kid, these be on and the weekends on the afternoons. They were always fun, so I thought I'd go and watch one now as an adult. A little nostalgia. I didn't watch The Egg and I because I wanted to see Ma and Pa as kind of the main characters. So this is their first solo movie. If you're not familiar with it, Ma and Pa Kettle, they're poor, rural people. So I thought they were hillbillies. They were like Beverly Hillbillies. But apparently they're in Washington State. Who knew? And they have 15 kids. Pa doesn't seem to do anything. And there are so many kids that nobody can remember all their names. There's even a gag where one of them kids can't remember their own names.
Nancy! No, Susie!
Seems like Child Protective Services needs to get involved. But the oldest one, he's in college, and he's coming back from college. The premise is there's some busybodies in town that want to, get the Ma and Pa Kettle's house torn down because it's an eyesore.
Years, Pa Kettle's house has been a disgrace to our community and an unfit place to be lived in. The backyard looks like the city dump.
Ain't it?
This being the findings of our committee, I therefore move to condemn the Kettle house.
But luckily, Pa has entered a contest to write a jingle, and he won, and the award was a House of the Future. So a lot of the first part of the movie then is devoted to the Kettles dealing with this House of the Future, which, since it came out in 49, it's kind of fun.
A little better than the old-fashioned silent butler, eh, Mr. Kettle?
Sure is.
Lots of push-button automation and hijinks like that. So hijinks definitely ensuing. The oldest son, meanwhile, he's coming back from college and he meets a reporter, and she, a woman reporter, he's worried that she is going to make his family, write a story about his family that's going to make them seem dumb because they're poor.
I think we've had enough publicity already. I don't want anyone making fun of my family.
But will they fall in love? Who can say? And the main drama comes from whether or not the Kettles will actually be able to keep the house. So the movie gets by mostly in the personality of the actors. I seem to remember later movies being a lot more on the homespun wisdom and how they're kind of like the Beverly Hillbillies. Their homespun down home ways are really better. But in this one, there's not a whole lot of that. I do wonder how the Kettles make any money, how they manage to feed anybody, since Paul doesn't actually seem to do anything, and certainly Ma doesn't. There's some weird stereotypes of Native Americans. Like there's one scene when they're showing the kids, and the camera is panning across the kids like it's a TV segment, and a Native American stereotypical one with a feather in his headband is there. And then later on, Paul hooks up with a bunch of Native Americans as part of the scheme to keep the house. Wikipedia says the book the characters came from was criticized for racism against Native Americans, so I guess that's where it comes from. But overall, it's pretty short. It's not, it's like a belly laugh, but I liked it. I might check out one or two other ones later on. So I am going to give Ma and Pa Kettle 2 thumbs up. Pa is so lazy, and they have so many kids. That's it. That's the joke.